episode 174 of the WaveBack Music Podcast. My name is Chris.
And I'm Matt.
And we're here to listen to the most interesting video game music there is. The beat-em-up genre is filled with legendary names, but few are more legendary than Sega's Golden Axe. This arcade original was an instant classic, and you know what? It's got some pretty cool music to boot. Hitch a ride on a weird chicken dragon thing, because tonight we listen to the music of the arcade classic, Golden Axe. Well, hello there, Matt.
Hello there, Chris.
It's been a while. It's been a couple of months. How you doing?
Today, not so good. Otherwise, good.
That's good. It's good. Yeah, I'm doing okay too. We're hanging in over here. I think I've survived the worst of the allergies that have been ravaging my body for the last month or so.
I don't know about you, but I've wanted to claw my eyes out.
I was just a snot fountain more than anything. Just nonstop. I have gone through so many boxes of tissues. It is absurd. It's obscene, even.
It's like you're going into puberty all over again.
Yay!
Man, oh man. I don't know if you guys can hear it in my voice. I'm a little stuffed up. I'm coming down with something, so I apologize. I might even be a little low energy today for this episode, so I apologize in advance.
Oh, that's okay. Golden Axe isn't a high-energy soundtrack, as it is.
Yeah, what are you talking about?
I don't know. I never know what I'm actually talking about. I just say things.
Mm-hmm. And just hope they make sense.
Yeah, indeed. Indeed you do.
I get it.
Well, we're doing things a little bit differently now. We've changed our recording schedule, since we've been on hiatus for a little while because our schedules have changed. And now Matt and I are recording in the evenings again. So when I say things like tonight we listen to, etc., it's no longer weird that we're recording at 10 o'clock in the morning because we're actually listening at night. Yay!
It's always hard to remember to say ambiguous times.
Right? Yeah, I mean, it's because I don't know when you're listening to this. Like you could be listening to this at 2 in the afternoon. That's not tonight. But for us, it is. In my heart, it's always tonight because it's always a party at the WaveBack Podcast.
Is that why I'm always forced to wear a party hat?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I thought it was just terms of my contract.
Well, I mean, that's why they were written in. So it's always a party. You'd have to be wearing a party hat. Just like I'm legally required to not wear pants.
And let this be a lesson. If you're ever handed a contract, read it very thoroughly.
Got to remember that fine print, especially if it's written in rainbow crayons.
Oh, jeez. I just thought it was a cute thing your son had made for me. Like a welcome, card or something.
Nah, he hates crayons. That was all me, baby.
That explains so much. But why are the E's back? You know what? I don't want to know.
All right. Well, let's get this road on the show, Matt.
Huh?
Hit us with some history.
Okay. Golden Axe was released in the arcades in May of 1989. It's a brawler from the same lead designers as 1988's Altered Beast, and continued Sega's streak of major arcade hits during this time period. It tells the story of a group of adventurers based on common fantasy archetypes who band together to stop the evil Death Adder, the big bad who possesses the titular Golden Axe. Up to 2 players can choose to play as the dwarf Gilius Thunderhead, Axe Battler the Barbarian, or Tyrus Flare the Amazon. The game went on to spawn numerous ports and sequels, and is still ranked amongst Sega's most popular brands to this date.
This game's soundtrack is a bit confusing. According to Wikipedia, it was composed by someone named Yu Takada, who did some work with Sega back in the old days, but abruptly left the company after working on eSWAT for Sega Genesis. But according to Moby Games, the game's music was composed by Toru Nakabayashi, who did numerous games for Sega. Some of his other credits include Altered Beast, Alien Syndrome, and Virtua Racing.
I love Alien Syndrome. Sorry. Whenever I hear that name, I have to say that.
Good enough. Fair enough.
Yeah.
So this was your pick. Why'd you pick this? Why'd you pick this game?
Well, whenever I'm backed into a corner and I don't do my homework, I jump on the list that you have created, and I saw Golden Axe and immediately said yes, Golden Axe. I love that game. The arcade game it's among one of my favorite kind of like childhood-ish memories. We had an ice cream shop called Magic Fountain. It's actually not far from, well, where it used to be is not far from where I live, and they had the Golden Axe stand-up machine. I can't tell you how much money I sunk into that game. I love the graphics, I love the sound design, the gameplay, the music, everything about this game I love. And like when it gets ported, and it's like the arcade version, I will play the hell out of it. I just love it so much. There's so many little and we'll get into it, like the little I love the character design. The sprites look so cool. Each character's like each hero rather is very individual and you know, very much iconic. And I just have some great memories just surrounding this particular version of Golden Axe. And again, that's why I chose this particular version, the arcade stand-up version.
Awesome. Well, I don't actually have a ton of a history with this one. I mean, I've played it before. I've played the arcade version a couple of times. I've played the Sega Genesis version more than any, but it never really grabbed me. I think the way it grabbed most people. Mm-hmm. So I didn't play it until I was older too. So yeah, it was. I'm not super well versed in the world of Golden Axe, so I'm kind of excited to give this a go.
I think one of the big appealing elements for me, maybe for other people, if you're listening, you know, let us know, was that it wasn't just like a side scroller. It kind of had that semi-isometric. You can maneuver around the board, you know, like the first thing that comes to mind is like Streets of Rage or something, and Ninja Turtles and stuff like that. It was cool because for me, it felt 3D. I wasn't just kind of on this linear path left or right. And that's what made this game, I think, stand out. And I think that's another element as to why this game will continue to be one of the most successful, you know, Sega IPs and stuff.
Yeah, I hardly agree. It's one of the ones that they're reviving with their recent Sega comeback trail thing. So we'll see.
Yeah, I'm excited.
They've tried reviving it before, and it hasn't exactly gone well. But
yeah,
I have hope for the future.
I do too.
All right, well, I guess let's get started. You wanna take the lead here? Or you want me to? How you want to kick this pig?
What did this pig ever do to me?
It's a Death Adder pig.
Oh, well. Actually, you don't know the game well enough.
Some grade F banter, right?
Listen, my head's full of snot. I've got a fever.
I'm tired. This is going great.
Chasing after grade school kids. Yeah, right. You don't know the game well enough. If you had said how do you want to kick this imp? That would have made more sense.
There you go. Well, we can just edit it out. How do you want to kick this imp? There.
I'm not going to. I love when we flounder. I genuinely sit and think about editing, and I'm like, we should edit this, and then I listen to it and I go, nah.
This is what our tens of listeners are here for.
This is what you pay Patreon fees for.
This is what you're here for.
Yeah, if you weren't paying for this, we'd be cutting this out. All right, enough of this grade F banter. I mean, you could take it if you want. It's been years since I played this game, so I don't know that I'll be able to really marry the titles to the levels.
All right, well, I got some little notes here in my iTunes to say what these are connected to. So here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna go ahead and do it. The intro was The Battle. That was the song that was the character select music. Mm-hmm. So that's what that was. And the first song we're gonna listen to is called Wilderness. It is from round 1 of the game. I suspect it has something to do with the wilderness. Yeah, it's the first level where you're running around the woods, beating up stuff.
Yeah.
So here is Wilderness, round 1 from Golden Axe. Enjoy. was the old wilderness there. Definitely feeling the trees blowing through my hair. That doesn't make sense. Those aren't words that are a sentence.
I mean, they were, but they just didn't make any sense in context, I suppose.
Bunch of nonsense. You can so tell that this shares DNA with Altered Beast. Like that.
Yep.
That song, structurally speaking, was like real similar to the first stage music in Altered Beast, and I'm 100% for it. I love this distinct early Sega arcade sound. You know. I don't know how else to explain it. It's just got a very distinct personality. This is a good time.
A distinct personality is, I think, the right thing to say about, one, the IP that is Golden Axe, and two, just that particular song. You know, it was the first minute or so it was playing, and I was just like, oh, is this the loop? And then it popped over to that other part. And I was, whoa. Where'd you come from? You know, I can very distinctly remember, like, after your character selection, which I love that screen. It's like a skeleton with its hands out for the 2 players, and then you cycle through the 3 characters.
Yeah, that's killer.
It's just so cool. And then, you know, they run onto the screen and, like, go! Such a great game. But, yeah, this has a very dated sound. And I'm not necessarily saying that in a bad way. I'm, just
no, it's just very time specific when you say dated, not outdated, just dated.
Yeah, like this was made in 1989. Well,
this
probably
is what
88.
The arcade sound like.
Yeah, 88, and then it came to fruition in 1989.
Anyways, yeah, solid starter, great game opener right there. Which will bring us to our next level. Our next song would be the boss music. This is called Battlefield. It is Boss 1. It's another bit of a beefy track. That's okay. We're not upset about beefy tracks here.
Never.
Not upset about beef. I had such a good steak last night. Just quick side note. I was taken out to dinner by some people who are trying to start up a podcast. And thought that talking to me would be a good idea.
You got wined and dined?
I got wined and dined.
My man.
And like these fellas, these nice guys, they've got the personality for it. They have really good chemistry with one another. But they clearly have a lot more money than I do, because they did not bat an eye at buying me a $50 steak for dinner.
Holy cow! What kind of podcast are they going to start? They can talk about gold? Because we're talking about Golden Axe.
Which is way better than gold.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway, here's Battlefield from Golden Axe. Enjoy. So that was Battlefield. That was the boss music, and I got to say that it is very impressive that a song can manage to be that. I don't know if menacing is the right word, but like it can have that correct intensity for a boss battle with such pathetically anemic percussion. Is really just speaks to how well composed it is, you know, because really the drums are basically non-existent in that song, which is a huge red flag for me, and yet the song still works so incredibly well. It's a great tune. It's solid boss music.
I love the term pathetically anemic percussion. That is my new favorite statement. You're right. I didn't kind of give it a second thought until you mentioned it, and all it really sounds like is a closed hi-hat just getting hit rhythmically. Yeah. But yeah, you're right. There is a level of menacing. I know what you mean. Menacing might be too strong a word, but certainly very interesting. But in a good way. I know sometimes people, oh, he's an interesting fella. Like, yeah, I know what you're trying to say. It's definitely a very interesting piece of music for that, first boss battle. I love the bosses. That's one of my favorite things. Like, the bosses are double your size, and it's always like, oh my god, what am I going to do with this? And they have longer reach, and it just, those machines, those games were made to just gobble quarters, so I get it, but still a good time.
Yeah, yeah. I heartily agree with your statement on that.
Well, alrighty then.
I really need to. I'm 2 songs in and I'm already itching to play this game again. All right, we got a couple of shorter tracks here. This next one is going to be "Theme of Thief." This is for the bonus rounds.
Yep.
I suspect it's going to come with a slightly different tone than the boss music. Let's give it a go, shall we? Here's "Theme of Thief." Enjoy. Well, that was precious. That was "Theme of Thief."
So I know you said you haven't really played this much. Do you remember this part? After every level,
God,
your characters would
don't.
bed down for the night, and they'd be sleeping around a campfire. And these little, depending on how many players, if you had 2 players, there'd be 2 of them. The items would be they'd be little blue imps, and they would steal your stuff, and then you'd get up and kick the crap out of them and get it back. And then the green had health, so it'd replenish health.
Oh.
Yeah, it was like a little bonus screen, like the way it was a little bonus screen the way Street Fighter had, like, to break up the guy's car or the barrels and stuff.
Or like Shinobi had the first-person shuriken tossing stage.
Oh my god, yes! Totally forgot about that.
Yeah, that's all sounding very familiar to me now that you say it, but it's been too long since I've spent any quality time with Golden Axe. We're going to have to change that.
Oh, I guarantee the minute you pop it on, you're going to be like, oh yes, I remember all of this.
Yes, it'll all come rushing back to me.
Celine Dion.
Yeah, this one really did get by me in the old days. This was I'm such a beat 'em up fan, and it's so weird that like I don't ever remember seeing this when I was younger in any of the arcades that I would frequent. So I think this just got by me, which is unfortunate, but here we are. Time for the old map. This is the map screen music. The song's called The Old Map. I don't remember a map in this game.
I do. It wasn't much. It was. I think it was similar to the way like
the Ghosts and Goblins kind of thing.
I was gonna say more like Castlevania 1. It was very simple. Like it.
Right.
They made it look aged, and it was just kind of to infer like a sketch drawing of where you were going.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right. Well, here's Old Map from Golden Axe. Enjoy. Well, that was some dreamy map music. How'd that one make you feel?
Dreamy. No, it definitely is. To me, it's not a little. It's a lot left of center. But like every other game where you have a character select or a map screen, it happens so quickly that you don't even notice it. So for me to hear that on the loop that I heard, that was kind of like, whoa, what? Okay. Like, I probably never even noticed it the very first time, playing the game.
Yeah, I'm actually, like, looking up a little YouTube playthrough of it right now to kind of get a grip on it. And, like, there's that weird chicken dragon thing that you can ride on. There's the first boss. And those little chicken dragon things are in Altered Beast, too.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. All right, yeah, I remember the bit with the beating the crap out of the elves who steal your crap.
Yeah, see, I knew you would.
Those guys deserve it with their dumb pointy hats. Get out of here, you gnomes. Oh, and there's the map. Okay, yeah, I understand what you're... Yeah, now I remember the map, too.
Yeah, there you go.
You really only see it for, like, a few seconds, which is, like, I guess, why the song is as repetitive as it is.
Right, it's very short-lived, right.
Well, that moves us on to round 2. That is Turtle Village 1.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to listen to it. So strap in. Here you go. Enjoy. was Turtle Village 1 from Golden Axe, the arcade flavor. And we found the percussion. There it is. It's in that song.
You had to take
the percussion that wasn't in the other song.
You had to take a turtle to get there.
Yeah.
Yep.
Nice and slow. How's that track make you feel?
It's another track that I love that given what they had, they managed to make a soundtrack that has a level of not importance. What's the word I'm looking for? Not impending
Gravity?
doom. What was that?
Gravitas. Gravity? Gravitas?
Yes, gravitas. They've managed to create something that gives you a little doom, little dread, little urgency. That was the word I was looking for. A sense of urgency, and I really appreciate that.
Yeah, they definitely have that going on, which is which is what you want for a beat 'em up like Golden Axe.
Mm-hmm.
I was rather entertained by that track. It was good stuff.
It is.
I like
it. Really is though, making me want to play.
Yes, I am definitely feeling the itch to start playing some Golden Axe, which I don't know, might try and find some time to do, maybe this weekend.
Okay.
Theoretically.
Why'd your voice keep getting higher?
We'll see. I don't know. Just kind of doing it.
I was really curious how far you.
We should record at night more often.
Oh, I don't think we have a choice anymore right now.
That's true. Yeah, we really don't. Yeah. This is the show you get now, folks. Congratulations.
You're welcome.
Moving on. Do you have anything else to add to?
No,
the Turtle Village?
It would just be more stupid.
Well, before we get back to Turtle Village, because there is more Turtle Village to come.
Yes.
We're going to travel the Road of Dead, which is round 3.
Yeah.
I don't know what this is, but it's a shorter track than the other ones. So I guess we'll give it a listen and see what happens.
Sure.
Here you go. Here's the Road of Dead, or Road of the Dead. I don't know. This is the track names are coming to me from the internet. So this one's just called The Road of Dead. So enjoy. The Road of Dead. I like the kind of percussive nature of the do 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 do. Almost, I don't know, reminds me of like using a rib cage for a xylophone. Like it's got this very like eerie 80s horror movie, 80s horror fantasy vibe to it that I appreciate.
It reminds me a lot of like when you would play a horror-based IP on like the NES. So something like, Friday the 13th or Nightmare on Elm Street, or like maybe even an Addams Family game where it kind of has that horror sound. Like you said, the xylophone on a rib cage is, but there's that one part of where that singular note, doon doon doo doo doo. You're like, I was like, how long are we gonna ride that note, huh? But they rode it all the way.
The whole time.
Yeah, the whole freaking time.
Running all the way home. Yeah, good stuff.
Yeah.
Good stuff indeed. All right, well, then we must move on. We're going back to Turtle Village. This is Turtle Village 2, the sequel. second one.
Electric Boogaloo.
Yeah, it's round 4 in the game, and we're going to listen to it right now. So strap in. Enjoy. What do you think, Matt? Did Turtle Village 2 live up to the first one? Was the sequel as good as the original?
I agree. I think it was. I like it a lot better, actually. Like, all jokes aside, I like it a lot better. There's like a nice flow to it, like a nice, I guess maybe cadence isn't the right word, but that's the first word that comes to me. But I like that, like,
Yeah, it's a bit more driving, I think.
yeah.
And I really liked the previous Turtle Village song too, but yeah, this one has a real good driving rhythm to it.
Mm-hmm.
Makes me want to beat up stuff in a fantasy setting.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Of course, everything wants me to beat it.
Yeah.
Fantasy setting.
Yeah. Definitely. Yeah.
Or eat a sandwich.
Mm-hmm.
One or the other.
I like a sandwich. I like a good sandwich.
Or both.
Why not both?
Sandwich.
Yeah. Why not?
Exactly. Why not both? Well, I mean, I don't usually like eating while playing video games. They're both two-handed affairs as far as I'm concerned.
Agreed. I agree.
First things first. One then the other.
Yeah. Priorities.
Indeed. Well, we've got 2 tracks left, and you know what? I'm gonna let you choose which order we do them in. Do you want to do the final boss music final, or do you want to do the ranking music final? What do you think? How do you feel?
I try not to think, and I feel with my hands. I don't know. I think what's little Animaniacs reference there. I think what's here is fine. Death Adder, the old enemy.
Yeah, all right. So we're gonna listen to the Death Adder music, and then we'll finish off the episode with something a little shorter and sweeter. So right now, here's some kickin' boss music to fight the old Death Subtractor, Death Multiplier.
That's not it.
Death Multiplier is definitely a better name than Death Adder, I think.
Death Multiplier is a really great name for an album.
It is. Death Adder and the Death Dividers. Death Multiplier.
Good Lord.
Here is Death Adder, the old enemy. Enjoy. go. There you go. There you go.
Oh,
That was Death
okay.
Adder, The Old Enemy, Boss 2 music. How's that one grab you? How's that make you feel?
I actually really, really love that one.
Yeah, that's a good one.
There's a lot of great dynamic to it. Surprisingly, a lot of the great dynamic to it too. I often think that some of the older machines and processors and stuff couldn't, handle that. But then, who am I kidding? I look back at the old graphics, I look back at the old designs and stuff, and I'm like, no, these are big stand-up machines. They had the ability, and this is a testament to that. It's a great song.
Yeah, I like it when it, particularly when it kind of swells in there, when it really gets the big crescendo part there, where it's just like, just kind of gets like real big there in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
I was a big fan of that bit. I've definitely never gotten this far in the game, so this is kind of my first time hearing this tune. Again, it's got that shocking lack of percussion to it. Like, this whole soundtrack is very strange because it's weirdly hollow without actually sounding hollow. Like, when you really sit and think about it, it's like, yeah, this is a bit hollow. Something seems like it's missing, but at the same time, when you listen to it, the compositions kind of fill in the blanks for them. It's quite awesome. Good stuff.
It's a very interesting observation to say that it's hollow without being hollow. I'm just agreeing. I don't really have much to add to that, I guess.
Well then, in that case, it is time to move on to our final song.
Let's do it.
This is the Battle Axe March. This is the ranking music, because this is an arcade game. You get a high score, you get to go up in the rankings. These are your high score boards. And this is, if I am to assume, this is like all other wonderful Sega games, this will be a jaunty tune. So let's see if I'm right. Here is our final song for the evening, Battle Axe March. Enjoy. There you go.
Yep.
Battle Axe March.
It was
ranking from Golden Axe.
It was pretty jaunty.
Yeah, there was a definite jaunt to it. I would call it jaunterific even.
Whoa.
Oh. This game got very French.
This podcast got very French.
It's not even that late.
No.
It's not.
It's not.
Granted, it's like my bedtime.
Me too.
But still.
Yep.
I am way too loopy
Mm-hmm.
for this hour of the day.
I think I'm running a fever.
I think I have a fever.
Oh?
And the only cure is some percussion. Where are all the drums in this soundtrack?
That really does have to bother the hell out of a drummer, doesn't it?
It kind of does. I could have used more cowbell.
Any bell.
Any bell, anything. A little bit more. Nah, but all in all, this was a fun time. This is a good pick, a good soundtrack. It's a short one.
Yeah.
There's only 9 songs. Of course, several of them were incredibly long, mostly because they loop. But still, it's short, sweet, to the point. It's just like the game itself. This is a solid piece of game history right here. It's a classic for a reason, and I enjoyed these tunes. Thanks for bringing them to my attention.
Absolutely. Anything to take something off the list and help us lessen that burden of that giant, ever-growing list.
Help us get this show to its eventual conclusion.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. There is none.
Yeah.
We're never going to run out of video games. Nope. It's just not going to happen.
No.
They keep making more.
It's weird. It's really, really weird.
You'd think they'd have run out of ideas by now. Well, that's it. Unless you got anything else to add, any final lines, final conclusions, final thoughts to share with the class?
I don't. Sorry.
That is our show. Join us next time where it's my pick, and we're going to be diving back into the world of Super FX chip games with one of my favorite Super Nintendo games, Stunt Race FX.
Oh, man.
I hope you like 16-bit banjo music, because we're about to listen to some.
Oh, boy.
Oh, I adore this game and its soundtrack so much. It's so silly. I'm so excited.
This is going to be a lot of fun. I remember Stunt Racer.
Yeah, all right. Extremely blocky, runs like a slideshow, but still feels really fun to play. Like once you get into it, it's the frame rate don't matter. But we'll talk more about that next month. We'll talk more about that when it's time. For now, it's time to wrap this up and get my silly butt and your sick butt to bed. We here at the WaveBack Music Podcast are incredibly grateful to everyone who listens, and we love communicating with you when we can. We have a couple of ways you can do that. There's the Geekade Discord channel, in which we have a WaveBack chat, where we frequently discuss all manner of stuff relating to video game music and whatever our next episodes are going to be. Of course, you can always still send us an email at mail@geekade.com, and while you're at it, check out all our social media channels, which you should totally follow, like, and subscribe to if you have not already. WaveBack and other Geekade podcasts are made possible thanks to the Geekade Patreon page. There, patrons can get access to a monthly podcast topic and recording schedule, get early access to most of Geekade's shows, including this one, and more. If you've enjoyed our podcast over the years, follow the link in the description and give it a look. We really appreciate it. Finally, as always, be sure to check out all the other great content we have on our site over at geekade.com. And with that, we're going to leave you with the outro of the show. It's called Beat It. It's the credits music. I don't think it's the Michael Jackson song, Beat It.
I don't think so either.
But it is... I have to assume it refers to that you beat it, you beat the game.
Yeah, probably.
But again, are these the actual names of these tracks? I don't know. This is just what the internet is telling me.
Oh, well, all I was going to say was, and nothing's ever been wrong on the internet, so.
No, the internet is 10 out of 10.
Yep.
It's undefeated.
Yep.
So yeah, here's Beat It. Enjoy the credits music, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for listening, and good night.